and welcome to Finextra. I'm Josie Waite and I'm here at Sibos 2017 in Toronto. And joining me is Paul Stoddart from Vocalink, and we are talking about the payments industry. Thank you for joining me, Paul.
Thank you, Josie.
The world of payments is moving at a rapid pace. What do you think will be the areas of the largest developments and innovations?
Well, I think we are looking at quite an interesting time in the payments industry. The move to real-time payments is really strong. Last year at Sibos, I would say probably 50–60% of the conversations were about real-time payments. This year it's even more than that. We've seen probably another 10 countries adopt a real-time payment system or make a decision to implement a real-time payment system. And so I think real-time payments is now probably the most significant trend at the moment in the payments industry. I think coupled with blockchain, coupled with advancements on the mobile side, I think from a technology perspective, we're starting to see those major trends come together, and that means there'll be another round of innovation and product and service offerings for customers. I would also say the shift has been away from consumers and more to businesses and corporates as well this year. So there's a lot going on in the industry, and MasterCard, Vocalink are playing a quite significant role in the innovation in the industry right across the board. So it's an exciting time.
And what impact do you think this will have on customers?
I think consumers in particular, they don't necessarily care about the technology behind the scenes. They're very driven in the now, they make a decision and they want it to work. They want to buy whatever it is they're going to buy or pay whoever it is they want to pay. So I think the impact on consumers is that we will see an increasing drive towards the on-demand lifestyle. We're all busy, we all spend a lot of time talking to friends, talking to family, at work. Our lives are very busy, and so convenience is starting to play an increased role in the payments industry. So how can I conveniently embed the ability to pay for something almost seamlessly, and ensuring that it works behind the scenes so it doesn't interrupt my busy lifestyle, whether that's I'm out with my friends or whether I'm at work. So I think convenience is playing a very high profile role. I think the second area that is very much a concern for people, those that certainly are the providers of these services, is security. And a day goes by, not a day goes by when we don't see something happening in the world that presents a risk event or a threat event to either a business or a consumer. So I think security is definitely at the top of my agenda, and I think many agendas in the payments industry are worried about the cybersecurity threat that exists.
And what regions do you think you'll see a lot of change in how they make and receive payments in the next few years?
Yeah. Well, I think it's good examples around the world of where the opportunity to leapfrog is really evident. And if I take the Asia Pacific region, where we spent quite a lot of time working in recent years, firstly in Singapore and most recently in Thailand, we've seen the implementation of real-time payment systems start to transform the banking industry and the wider economy in those markets. As a consequence of those markets taking a lead, we're now seeing 5 or 6 other markets in the region all express an interest in moving to real-time payments. But actually it's not just about the Asia Pacific region, it's also about other regions around the world who are taking the opportunity to replace or modernize their current payments infrastructure. So if I look at the US, for example, the US market will go live with its new real-time payment system in probably a month to 6 weeks. And so that's a really high-profile event happening here in North America. And it's quite exciting to know that the biggest, most mature payments market in the world will be, is very shortly going to be going live with a modern real-time payment system. So you've got developed, less mature, and now the most mature markets really taking the bull by the horns. And it's fantastic to see what the banks and what businesses and consumers in the market will do with access to this new technology. I think what's quite exciting is actually what you can do with the infrastructure while it's in. There's initiatives in Europe, and I don't want them to feel left out, but actually The banks are starting to build a new ecosystem, and the fintech companies are starting to build a new ecosystem around the infrastructure. And it's really going to be an exciting time to watch what happens in these markets as they all start to move forward with a new technology capability.
With the payments industries at the forefront of most economies, how can payment companies do well but good at the same time?
Yes, it's something that's very, very important to MasterCard, and it drives a lot of new initiatives for MasterCard as to how we can do well and do good at the same time. And we shouldn't think about those as being trade-offs. A great example that I've used a few times recently is with the new prompt pay system in Thailand going live earlier in this year. We have just recently been working with the central bank in Thailand and our partner in Thailand who operate the software that we deliver, ITMX, how to connect the e-wallet community into the core banking system. So for those individuals in a market that don't have access to a bank account, they quite often have a mobile phone or a smartphone, and they quite often have an e-wallet attached to that phone or from a third-party provider, app provider in the market. And so one of the challenges has been how do we include the entire population, or as much of the population as we can, into the financial system so that they can make and receive payments like anyone else. And so activating the e-wallet community in the market, allowing an e-wallet customer to make a payment in the same way that a customer would that just has a bank account, for example, really expands the network and addresses the challenge of financial inclusion in the market. It's been exciting to see that happen in one market, and also as soon as you launch a payment system in a market, you really can't control how it will evolve and develop. And now we've got great stories coming out of Thailand where customers are using prompt pay to pay for taxis, they're using it to pay for street food, and it's really building the ecosystem out. And now we add the e-wallets in, it really brings, and I think we're now over 30 million Thais are connected into the prompt pay system. It's really bringing an exciting story, different angle to the story. We'd like to see that happen in multiple markets. Now that we've been able to solve the technology challenge of connecting e-wallets into the national payment system in one market, we hope that we'll be able to take that new innovation into other markets. And so it is part of our contribution to doing well and doing good at the same time.
That's great. Thank you very much, Paul.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching.